Scott, you didn't unmute your mic.
I said, "Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama Joanne."
What's up, Joanne? Yep,
Hey,
we're
Cheyenne.
back again.
Hey, sis. It's good. No man's loving it. I said, one of these days I'm going to get this right.
Hi,
just saying.
Cheyenne. Which one of your sisters lives in Newaygo, by the way?
Tina.
I was
My
up that
oldest.
way last Friday. I didn't go into Newaygo, but I went all the way up north of Grand Rapids on 82
Oh, did
and
ya?
then over. Yeah.
Wow.
I was just outside. I was in Newaygo County.
Enoch, what's up, brother?
What's up, Enoch?
I hope you're doing well. I hope life's treating you well. So how's life treating you, Tim? How you feeling lately? You were down. You were down a little bit.
Yeah, I had the flu a few days this week, and that was tons of fun. But I'm back. Hi, Mama Wilson.
Oh, hey, Mom. How are you? I love you. I love you, Mama.
2.5 feet of snow. No, thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm good. I mean,
We got like what, an inch here yesterday?
yeah, it was something like that, like an inch, you
But
know.
we got more coming tomorrow or tonight into tomorrow.
Yeah, like
We
a
got
half
more
inch.
coming Monday.
Yeah, it's that time of year, you know. Mother Nature finally decided to stop being mental, so
Started taking her meds again.
she's back on her medicine.
Come
So,
here.
hey,
You're driving me nuts.
you know, thank you guys for stopping in and chilling with us. Make sure you like and share out if you would,
I'll
please.
make everybody see you.
We're not trying to be the best podcast. You know, it helps our ratings. We're not trying to be the best podcast in the United States, just in the state of Indiana. Oh, wait, we already are. What can I say? What can I say? Anyways,
We
got a
just
great,
enjoy having fun.
yes, we have a great topic. We're basically continuing. This season's all about pushing the envelope. We really are, and we're talking about a lot of conspiracy theories and everything. So we're excited about tonight's. Um,
I'm especially excited about tonight's.
Dude, this is last week we had look at that poser. What's up,
What's up,
brother?
Blake?
How you doing, Blake? Miss you, man. Um,
Been
you
a long
know,
time since I've seen him.
yeah, I didn't get to see him as often this year as I normally get to because of the haunted house, but I will be back. You know, last week talking about the Mandela effect was really awesome, and following it up this week with the Philadelphia experiment, and this is probably one of the most interesting stories, conspiracy theories, hoax, however you want to look at it. So, Hayden, my little man.
We have to say that because officially, our government says that it is a hoax.
Right.
So,
So
and some of the story doesn't exactly match up.
it really doesn't,
And
and
it did come out 12 years after the supposed incident.
right. Sorry, I was just sharing out a little bit because that's how I roll.
You gotta share.
Gotta share it out. Gotta share it out, y'all.
Even Caden knows we have to share.
Yeah, sharing is caring, yo. Sharing is caring.
He just took off flying down the hallway.
So, for those of you, I think most of you should know what the Philadelphia experiment is. For those of you who do not, um, thanks, Tim.
What?
So, October
What'd
1943.
you say thanks for?
Dude, I lost my train of thought, man. I'm not even lying. I'm not even
Well,
lying.
if you needed me to save you, you should have looked.
I thought you seen the stupid look on my face, like they're like the deer in the headlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, help me, help you.
For those of you who do not know anything about the Philadelphia experiment, supposedly on October the 28th, 1943, a brand new ship that had been already commissioned into the United States Navy. It was a Cannon class destroyer escort ship
So not like the
named
big battleship. It was an escort ship, a little bit smaller, right?
named the
Okay.
USS Eldridge, was supposedly specially outfitted with something that was supposed to make them invisible to radar. Supposedly, according to the story, the ship turned a bluish green color, disappeared in Philadelphia, reappeared in Norfolk, Virginia for a short while, never specifies how long it appeared
Yeah.
there, where people supposedly saw men spliced into the ship and then reappeared in Philadelphia, disappearing completely from Norfolk. Now, it said that most of the crew
Insane.
members went insane,
Absolutely crazy.
and that they complained about their body parts being spliced in with pieces from the ship, but there is no physical evidence of this actually ever happening. In fact, the story did not come out until 1955,
Right.
12 years after the supposed incident. It was written by someone named Carl Allen, wrote it under an alias. What was the alias, Scott?
No, his alias was Carl Allen. The
No,
guy's
his real name
name,
was Carl Allen. The Carlos name is a
no, it was AKA Carl Allen, but it came from Carlos Miguel Al- Allende, Allende,
Alande.
Allende, AKA Carl Allen. So, and I find this
Who was a
interesting.
merchant marine
Right,
in Philadelphia at the time.
right. And like we were talking backstage, which a lot of you guys don't get to see what we get to talk to or talk about backstage. A lot of times it's stupid stuff, but we also talk about the subjects as well because it just helps us get prepared and helps us get some insight on what's going on. And you got to think of this period of time when this supposedly happened. So we're talking World War II. We're talking almost 2 years after Pearl Harbor. This happened in October of 1943, and 8 months before we even landed on the beaches of Normandy. So,
Hi, Nikki.
hi, Nikki, Miss Chicken with the aluminum foil that you should never do in the microwave. I'm just saying. You keep all those spiders and kangaroos that jump on top of water, and you know all the crazy stuff over there, and there in Australia. But from us to you, good day, mate. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. But so I find that really interesting because we were uh, talking. Hi, Amy. How you doing, sis? We were talking about the kind of technology that would have that effects it would have. To have something like that.
Can you imagine if we had the ability to transport an entire fleet of warships in World War II, like straight in front of a German? All of a sudden, the Germans are sailing along, and then
Right.
boom, there's an entire fleet right in front of them, and they're not prepared at all. And I mean,
Hi,
that kind of.
Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. Hopefully, sleep well.
Yes, get some good sleep, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm excited. For those of you who don't know, if you get a chance to follow Natalie Mosley. She's from over in England somewheres. Uh, I'm a huge fan of hers. She's a great artist, a great friend, and I'm actually on her podcast tomorrow night. Tomorrow day for us, night for them. So, uh, anyways,
Well, when you think about it, look at the way things like Star Trek
yeah,
have
the cloaking
come to
devices.
fruition.
Yes,
I mean, in the 1960s, photon torpedoes were completely absurd to even think about, but we actually have realized that photon rays they actually created them.
right. Hi,
Captain
Kristen.
Kirk picked up, some of us remember having these things like this that flipped open and closed.
Yeah, the flip
And when you
phones, the
think
razor.
about Captain Kirk flipping open his saying, beat me up, Scotty.
Don't do that, man. There's no intelligent life force on Uranus. I'm just saying.
You sure?
Ugh, I'm starting to wonder. But you know, like we said, when you think about the technology, okay, we're talking 1943. You know, and we hadn't actually started any war with Germany yet. We are already at war with Japan. You know, starting in the Marshall Islands and all that.
And actually, in 1943, we were already doing bombing missions with
We were. You're right. You're right. I apologize. I was
with
just.
with the British because we
But
actually argued with the British over them because the British believed in carpet bombing, and we were all
what's up,
about
Larry?
precision bombing.
What's up, Trista? Thank you guys for joining in.
Hi, Larry.
Yeah.
Hi, Kristen. Hi, Trista. What's up, everybody?
Can you imagine us just dropping in? Okay, let's take for instance. Oh, after they bombed Pearl Harbor, they were going to Midway, right? Okay, now we had already cracked the code. We knew they were coming to Midway, right? So we already had ships waiting for them. But can you imagine if we had this technology and just out of nowhere, boom, just popped out a
Or
ship out of nowhere?
something like the Doolittle raid, where we could have just
Yeah,
boom transported a carrier right there. They all take off. They all bomb. They all come back land. Boom, gone.
boom, back again. That technology would be absolutely amazing. Hey, Lauren, how you doing, cuz? I hope you are doing well.
What's up, Lord?
You know, now you. So I just find that it's interesting. And when you think of once again going back, when you think of the technology back then, and you think of the scientists that we had Albert Einstein, we had Oppenheimer, you know, um, even Tesla. Was Tesla back then, or he was before that, wasn't he? Caden, what are you doing, dude?
I'm hoping I don't get whacked with this golf club right here.
Trust me. Hey, That's entertainment for me.
What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, Jeremy?
It's a
But
toy.
it's
It's
a
a tool.
toy.
It's
But to
mine.
think,
It's
look at what
mine.
we were already they were working on. You know, the big boom booms. You know what I'm saying? So to come up with something like that would make a ship disappear or invisible or cloaking, however you want to look at it, is it not? That's it's feasible. That's something we can do. If you look at today's technology, okay, some of our ships, uh, the our birds, the blackbird, they are all stealth, extremely stealth. Hey Sydney, how you doing, sweetie?
What's up, Sydney?
I hope you take care of yourself. I really do.
At least better than we do.
You know, I think of you often. I hope you're doing well. I really do. And I miss your smiley face on Unholy Trinity. But I find that, you know,
I find the whole subject completely fascinating because I am one of those people that believes our government keeps a lot of secrets from us.
absolutely 100%. I mean, like you said, could you imagine if we did have this kind of technology, what would happen if it got out to the wrong hands?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there's other stuff that's come out that I
well, what's up,
don't
brother? Thank you
necessarily
for
believe
joining.
is credible, like pictures from the Civil War with somebody in modern clothes and a cell phone in their hand. I
Right,
mean, even if they did time travel back to the Civil War time, their cell phone wouldn't work.
right. And that's and that's just common sense.
Well, Blake, with like the stealth technology we have now with the stealth bombers and stuff like that, it's about several different things. It's about sound, shape, like you said, light reflection.
Right,
There's all kinds of aspects that go into it. But mainly with the stealth bomber, it was that V shape that it made it invisible on radar. Same with the Blackbird. The distinct shape of the Blackbird made it
right.
invisible to enemy radar.
And not just that, isn't it like more of a carbon? You know what I'm saying? Like it's outfitted with
Yeah.
whatever on the outside to where.
It's out. So radar works off of basically bouncing a signal off of something and
Uh,
that signal
yeah,
bouncing back.
like a radio
Same as
wave. It
sonar
bounces.
works.
Right,
The shape and then the material that it's designed out of is made to absorb that frequency. Therefore, that it just makes it feel like the frequency just keeps going instead of bouncing back and being able to be read.
correct.
Yes, it does
That's
have
right.
special paint.
Yes, special paint. Yes, that. Thank you. That's what I was hinting at or trying to get to. So thank you, sis. I appreciate that. But can you imagine now? Because there is a movie called The Philadelphia Experiment. I think came out in 1984, 87, something like that with Tom Hanks. Um, but can you imagine being a crew member and them talking about, hey, we're gonna do this experiment with you guys. We're gonna try and make this ship invisible or time shift or whatever. You imagine like you were in the Navy, I was in the Army, so I was a grunt. We were like, but as a Navy guy, how would you? What would you have been like? Would you have been like,
I
that's
probably
pretty
would have been
cool?
scared out of my mind. I'm not going to lie to you. I was part of an experiment when I went in. We all got the second round of the anthrax vaccination.
That's always a good time.
No, it was not. Because the first two samples of it didn't work so well, if you remember.
I know, yeah,
I
I do.
remember laying in a bed, setting up slightly, throwing up, and it never touching my bed. Projectile all the way into the middle of the room.
Oh, I get it. I do. I
We were
do.
delayed 3 weeks from our boot camp graduation because of how sick we got. So yeah, I've been through Navy experiments. Through government experiments.
No.
You remember standing in that line getting all them shots, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a good time.
You get like
I
what?
I
What was
I
it? 12?
100%.
12
Huh?
or 16 shots in the arms, and then they give you that nice big shot of penicillin right in the ass.
Oh
And it
no,
all
the
knots
polo
up, and the
shot.
next day you get out and you start doing push-ups and set-ups on all those knots.
No, I think the polo shot was the best. I have to admit. Um, but it's crazy. I know we're getting sidetracked. We do this a lot, so bear with us. When we were down at Camp Atterbury getting ready for Iraq, we had to go back through our records to see what shots we needed. And I think I got like 10 shots that day.
Think of all the countries I've been to.
I know. You probably got. You should probably be checked for a couple other diseases. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm just saying I'm gonna have cancer. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm gonna have cancer.
But I remember the worst shot I've ever gotten is yellow fever.
Yep.
Because they put it in the back of your arm. It's real. It's a big needle. It's thick, and when they hit you, slow as it's like thick molasses just going in. And I'm like, my arm's back here like this, and I'm like, worst shot I've ever had. Worst shot. I ain't
Yep.
even lying.
I spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia, in the South Pacific, and I got that shot for sure.
I'm proud of you, sis. Congratulations. Like I said, I'm absolutely proud of you. So I hope you have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. I absolutely appreciate it. And of course, this big, sexy dude right here, our homeboy.
What's
Looking
up,
forward to chatting.
Chris?
Looking forward to chatting with him again, having him on.
He did awesome.
Dude,
I
we got
loved
some.
having him on here last week.
Yeah, dude. We're definitely gonna make another one happen, and he knows what show too. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
as far as the shots aren't optional.
No.
In the military, there's nothing optional. You get
There's
told
only
what
one.
to do, and then you do it.
You have an option to stay still or not, but that's it. No, you have to get these shots.
The only thing optional in the Navy is: do you show back up to the ship drunk, or do you stay and wait and be late getting back to the ship and not be drunk?
The only thing optional as far as being a grunt in the Army is, do I re-enlist or do I get out?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But so
You have to
that's
remember the
technology.
entire point of the military is to break you down mentally to make you into a robot so you do what you're told. That's the entire point.
Well, in the armies, break you down mentally and physically because you
Yeah.
have to be physically strong. In a sense, if I don't know about today, but if you're going to be a grunt, you got to have some strength because a lot of grunts just walk everywhere. So
I mean, boot camp, I was called stuff that I'd never been called before in my life.
I was called everything but a white boy.
I wasn't even called a white boy.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I was called everything but a white boy.
Right.
So I think the one thing about the Philadelphia experiment is the bodies. infused with the metal of the ship. Because we honestly do not know what kind of technology that would be. I mean, that would be
Well, I mean, if you think about it, this is experimental technology in
right.
1943. This is prior to the computer being invented.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the big boom boom hasn't even been invented yet.
Right.
They
This
were
is
still
prior
working
to
on it.
Alan Turing and breaking the German code. This is prior to the big boom boom, and I think we all know what that is. Prior to nuclear technology being fully invented. I mean, they were working on it
Yep.
at the time, but it wasn't fully invented yet. So, I mean, at this point in time, you know, they had no clue what was going to happen. It
Right.
was 100% experimental. And us being former military, we can easily, the reason we were explaining all the other stuff before was to say 90% of the time when our government finds something experimental, they experiment on our military.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely 100%.
There are other instances where they experimented on other people, people in mental institutions. There's even been a few experiences unwillingly put on regular people in this country, just normal everyday people. But when it comes to military people, they tend to take the brunt end of the deal because they don't have a choice.
Hey, you see this pill? Try it. Well, okay,
And
thanks.
they don't even tell you what you're signing up for. They're like, "Here, sign this piece of paper, do it."
Right. And I didn't even become Captain America. That's some bull crap. I should have been a super trooper or something.
Right? Or even Jax from Mortal Kombat.
I'm right, dude. Like, I mean, I kind of like my arms. I'm just saying, but
$6 million man.
well, I'm just saying.
We didn't get none of that cool stuff. What we got was broke down bodies. It
It
is a
is.
little scary, Chris. We were just talking. I said I'm definitely going to get cancer.
He's probably got a VD he don't even know about.
Ain't even been invented yet.
I'm just,
That's the one thing I
I'm,
stayed away from being
I'm
overseas.
just saying.
That's the
You
one
know.
thing I stayed away from. I was too
You know
scared.
what's crazy is when you look at stuff like because they were using electromagnetic fields. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They use all kinds of electrical. We have EMP pulses now.
so evidently I shouldn't have said that because I just got disconnected from Facebook.
For saying what?
That word, the stuff over getting overseas.
Oh,
Oh,
they disconnected us for saying VD.
me, my main page. Yeah,
Oh Lord, he's not bullying me, FB. He's not bullying me.
yeah. Stop it. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't say anything against.
If I was offended, I'd have done that.
You don't even know what we're talking about.
But yeah, the Philadelphia experiment, to me, it's hard to say. It's hard to say if it was a hoax or if it
Right.
was something that really happened. And there's different versions of the story too. Some versions just say the ship disappeared. Other versions of the story says it disappeared and reappeared in Norfolk.
Right. And that's where
And a
that
third
guy
version of
said.
the story says that there was a UFO over top of the ship.
Right.
It is, but you kind of know that signing up for it, or at least I did.
You don't know when you sign up, but after you've been in there a couple of years, you're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Like you get it, you know.
I mean,
You
unfortunately,
gotta take
Chris,
the good with the bad. I mean,
it is. You do, and unfortunately, Chris, it's part of the oath you swear into,
right.
and
I mean, look, we got to use some pretty cool technology as well. So I'm just saying.
I mean, I got to play with nuclear reactors,
I got to play with pew pews.
and then I got to dive.
Yeah,
So
see, I'm not about that.
I love to swim,
I'm just saying.
or at least I used to love to swim. I'm getting to the point where
Yeah,
it's starting to get. I get out there and swim a few laps and
yeah, you ain't. Yeah,
well, thank you for that, but
thank you, brother. You're one of mine. So
not why we signed up for it, but thank you.
yes, you know the technology that they had back then. Like I was saying, they used electromagnetic fields to try and make it invisible, which is oddly enough because when you look at the paranormal, look at some of the equipment we have. I mean, we have stuff where we try to detect electromagnetic fields, especially in a paranormal investigation.
Right, and we also know some of the side effects of being in an electromagnetic field
Absolutely.
for
If
a
you've
long
ever,
period of
yeah,
time.
if you've ever done an investigation in a house where you got high EMFs, you know, you get nauseous. You have these strong headaches and dizziness and
Well, some people do.
some, yeah,
Not
some
everybody
people, not
experiences.
everybody, correct. You
But
know,
it can even cause you to have hallucinations.
absolutely. I mean, I thought I was tall once. Tim thought he had hair. I mean, God, you know, if they, FB, Facebook, you really need to just stop, you know, because, you know, you can flag me all you want. You know, this is an NC-17 show. And that two-letter word that I was talking about stands for value determiner. So I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I'm just saying. Hmm.
You can't be value determiner in the Navy or they kick you out. Or at least they did when I was in.
Right, right. And I think that's in we're in the army too.
We got tested regularly.
Oh, did I upset you guys on
But
that
no,
on that on that page too? Oh,
as far as I'm concerned, though, when it comes to the Philadelphia experiment, is it a hoax? Is it real? It's hard to say. It
well,
really is.
it is. But
There's
here's the
a lot of
thing.
skepticism about it. Of course, our government's never come out and said that it happened, but even if it had happened, the government would say
Right.
it never happened.
So my question is, where did the guy, you know, Carl Allen, where would he? You think where would he come up with something like this? Like, you know, especially
And
in
be so specific
1943.
to a single ship.
Right. Right. That's
And,
that. You know, out of all the ships, he picked one.
right. And the book that he released to the public, I think he leaked it to the press or something like that,
Right.
had all kinds of crazy other strange things in it, talking about alien races and different UFOs and things that didn't really make sense to anybody in 1955.
Right.
But so I mean, it was probably fairly easy to debunk or fairly easy to discredit, I guess is a better way to say
Right.
it. But
Well, I mean,
looking back now, how would he come up with that specific ship?
right.
You have to
Well,
understand, as far as that ship goes, it was really only commissioned by the United States Navy until 1946. Then it was
what's
shipped
odd
to
is
Greece and was used as or I'm sorry, it was shipped to Saipan for a while and then on to Greece, where it stayed to help escort Grecian merchant ships
right.
for, well, until 1992. The ship was officially decommissioned in 92 and then sold as scrap in 99.
Right.
The USS Eldridge was.
Did you think, since this was like 1950, you think I don't know, maybe he just figured, when you think about George Orwell, War of the Worlds, this would be a great thing, especially if it's UFO. Let's talk about a ship. Let's give it this
We have to
misty
remember
blue.
Orwell's The War of the Worlds happened in the 1920s.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So
Right.
when you think about scientific science and stuff, this would be a great thing to come up with.
Not only that, but you got to think, if you were standing on a dock and you saw an entire U.S. Navy ship just disappear.
The fog would throw you off first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
I'm
whatever.
just
The
saying,
light.
if you saw, I know how big these ships are. I've been on
Right.
them.
Right.
Seeing an entire naval ship just disappear before your eyes,
Would be
the
astronomical,
only
dude.
the only scientific explanation you would have in your own mind would be science
Aliens.
fiction.
Right.
Something UFO related or something like that had to make it disappear because
Right.
no one would even think of teleportation or anything. Like I said, this is 20 plus years before Star Trek came out.
Absolutely.
Beam Me Up Scotty hadn't happened yet.
Nope. And I would probably say um act of God. Maybe. Um where's I going with that? I
Yeah, I
don't
mean
know.
that would be something else that'd be going through your mind. Would be
Yeah,
some kind of act of
absolutely.
God. God just took the ship and made it
Yeah,
disappear.
absolutely, dude. Like, where'd it go?
By the way,
You
I
know,
love your name. You cry like a bitch.
dude, I love that name.
That's great.
I love that name. You
I'm
know,
hoping you're a Gen Xer.
I don't even care if it's not. That's a great name.
It is a good name.
Um, but they say that uh, even though this wasn't ever proven, but the technology was basically theory inspired by Albert Einstein. Like I
Right.
said, and that's what I find interesting when you think about people like Albert Einstein
And
and
Einstein was
Oppenheimer.
around in 1943.
He was, he was.
Definitely Gen X. That name
And,
makes all the sense in the world now.
oh, it absolutely does. It absolutely does.
I mean, we're both Gen Xers, so we get it.
I'm like a gen and a half because I'm not that tall, so I haven't got the other half yet. So
You're Gen
I'm
Slash.
right.
Scott Wilson and the missing chromosome.
Yeah, no kidding. The tall one. Thanks. You know, and of course, they said that they interviewed uh, people that were there, like servicemen that were on the boat, and they all denied it that it ever happened. But see, I also find that kind of odd, especially in the 1950, because when you think about it,
Scott,
um,
we also have to remember it never
yeah,
happened. It
it
never
never
happened.
happened. It
But
never happened.
that,
Absolutely,
that's an NDA.
it is. It is. It absolutely is.
For no,
But
so you don't know, that means non-disclosure agreement.
so that so if he come out and then you said 1950, right? So
1955 was when the book
1955.
appeared.
So 1955, we were actually in the Korean War, I do believe.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming out with something like that and it gets spread, you imagine how scared it could if something like that would happen.
Well, I mean, I know for a fact. I know for a fact that there's lots that our government holds secret.
Absolutely. And we have to. Honestly,
Yeah,
people,
we do. Like
we have
people
to.
say people say we weren't involved in Vietnam until 1960, what, 1961, 1962, something like that. I know for
69.
I know for no, we were in Vietnam way before 69.
But we were there as to train, we were training South
Yeah, but they
Vietnam.
they say that we had no involvement in Vietnam until like 1962 during Kennedy's administration. I know for a fact we were there in 58.
Right. But we can't say that officially. I'm just kidding. We don't care. We don't care.
We don't care. I don't care. Come get me. Good
We don't
luck.
care. No, for me, I think they would succeed. I just, I'm at the point. Yeah, don't care.
But at any rate, if they pulled this off, and I mean, obviously, if they did, it didn't work, or else
Right.
they would have used it. Let's be
And we
honest.
wouldn't have service people embedded into the ship in metal,
Right.
limbs ripped off, half of their bodies.
Well, I don't think anybody actually had a limb ripped off, but they complained they had seen themselves being merged in parts of the ship. They were frozen
Right.
in time. They couldn't move. Things like that. And I even watched a documentary on this that said eyewitnesses in Norfolk, Virginia, saw the ship appear
Right.
and they could see men fused with the ship.
Ship. Right. And they also, there was claim that they also had severe burns on their bodies and everything's and time displacement. Which that would absolutely make so much sense.
It would. Time displacement would make a lot of sense.
You
No
know,
knowledge of what happened from this time to that time.
that time. Absolutely. It's almost went like I want to say as far as medical, uh, which I don't have. Tim yawned and he almost got me to yawn. Stop it.
I didn't yawn. I don't think I
Whatever.
yawned. Did I? I'm going to now.
Stop it. Uh, Seizures.
Pardon.
Because usually when somebody has a seizure, they don't remember a whole lot before, after, during it, which I understand. I let me rephrase that. I don't understand, but that's where time displacement can definitely, in a sense. So I
My
kind of
son
understand.
had a major seizure when he was 17 and completely unexplained. And he doesn't remember anything.
Right now, the one thing I would love to learn is I wonder what, and I know it doesn't say, but you brought up is the time. you know, I'm curious how long had it set in Norfolk before it went back to Philadelphia. I mean, was it like boom, boom? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
boom, it's there. Yes, we achieved it. Boom, we're going back.
And from my research, I can't find anywhere where it specifies a specific amount of time that
Correct.
the ship was actually there.
Because if you think about it, if it shows up there in Norfolk, and for witnesses to say, yes, we've seen it, yes, there's soldiers embedded in the metal, you know, you're going to have to, it's got to be at least a little bit decent amount of time for them to actually be able to see that. You know, you can, I don't know about hearing, but to actually see it, you would have to have a decent amount of time to be able to kind of investigate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where's that?
I was going through closing out tabs on my computer
Ah,
because I had like 10 tabs open at the time.
I do that sometimes. Now, the funny thing is, and of course, like we've always talked about, the government denies, denies, denies. And of course, their thing was, oh, well, the Eldridge was not in Philadelphia during this point of time.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
It didn't set sail. It didn't set sail to help anything in the war until June 4th, 1944. It
which
was
is oddly
commissioned.
enough,
It was commissioned in August of 1943
right,
as U.S. naval ship, but it did not leave to participate in any part of the war until 1944.
which is when we officially was landing on the beaches of Normandy.
Right. We would have sailed and taken. Well, their initial job was to sail. It made 9 trips. This much I know. It made 9 trips back and forth from the U.S. to British waters
Right.
to resupply men and bring men back as their tours ended.
So
That
it
was
was
it. That's why it was
making
called a support ship
right.
because it was there mainly to convey supplies and people back and convey people back and forth.
Which makes sense.
Because believe it or not, they didn't really have commercial flights during World War II that went between Britain and America.
Right.
And flying people over was much more expensive then than it was to ship them over.
Right. But shipping them over was a little bit more dangerous.
It
Because when
was
you think
the
about
German
it,
U-boat threats.
U-boats, you know, mines that, but especially the U-boats, especially within the English Channel, like,
Yes.
they terrorized that a lot. And a lot of people lost their lives.
Yeah. U-boats were no joke. Both German and Japanese. Although the Japanese weren't quite as dialed in as the Germans were. The the German U-boats sank a ton of ships coming in comparison to the Japanese. In fact,
Right.
the Japanese ship that sunk the USS Indianapolis after it had delivered all of the parts for the Hiroshima
Boom, boom.
bomb.
Right.
The Japanese submarine that sunk the USS Indianapolis, it was the only time it had actually hit its mark in the entire war.
That's crazy, dude.
The only time it actually hit a ship, it was the USS Indianapolis. And for those of you who love sharks, widely considered the greatest shark attack in human history.
True that. True that.
Over 1,000 people went in the water and 368 survivors.
Yeah. And I do believe ex-governor or official John McCain was on that ship. I think. I could be wrong, but I think he was. And I don't know if I don't think John F. Kennedy was.
No.
All right.
Kennedy was on a PT boat.
Then it might have been John McCain. I just find it interesting.
USS Indianapolis, if you've never read about it, please do.
It is a extremely, yeah, absolutely.
And if you've ever watched Jaws, you've heard that old Quint was on the USS Indianapolis.
Yes, sir. That was a good movie.
The one part of that story that's actually true is the sinking of the Indianapolis and him talking about the fact that the mission was so secretive to deliver the bomb that when the ship was hit, the captain never sent a distress signal
Right,
because nobody knew they were supposed to be there.
right.
And the captain's story from the USS in Indianapolis is an extremely sad story too. An extremely sad story.
You know, talking about some of this and the technology, it makes me wonder, you know, just because it didn't work a first time, do you think, why not keep going? Why not try to
What it
improve?
makes me wonder is if they're capable of this, what else are they capable of?
Right, right.
What secrets are your government holding from you?
I'm just saying. Like, it would have been extremely, you know, that could have saved a lot of lives. And like you brought up, I think the biggest one was Dunkirk when we were talking backstage.
Flappy,
I mean, hi, buddy.
look at me.
Yeah, I see you. You're wearing your sunglasses. You just took them off.
What's up? Hi, Caden.
It's just curse on it.
He's got cars
Good
on
job.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my head on.
it. Speak English?
Ugh.
Yeah, you gotta punch me.
Of course he does.
Oh.
Ouch.
There's a reason I call him Little Wild Man.
Well, you know, it's not that he's wild. It's you're old, like me. Not as me, not old as me, but you're.
I wish I had a tenth of this kid's energy. I can tell you that
You're
much.
not even lying. You're not even lying there, dude. I'm just saying. But the technology is just amazing at how it is. And if you look at today's technology, we would have been. I mean, we're already a world power, but like you said,
You need to quit hitting me.
just a. So,
Go see Gammy. What's Gammy doing? Yeah, it's all a big mystery. That's for sure.
it is.
And someday we're going to find out
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
you know. And like I said, this is such a great topic, conspiracy theory, whatever, because the way it surrounds so much mystery, whether it's government secrecy, UFO and time travel mythology,
Or if it
you
was
know,
just a complete and total hoax.
right, advanced physics. I mean, it's just amazing that it has so much wrapped into it. Like they're on so many different levels.
I had to explain advanced physics today.
Well, congratulations.
The
Better
difference
you than
between
me.
a motor and an engine.
Say what?
The difference between a motor and an engine.
Okay.
A motor needs power to create kinetic energy.
All
An
right.
engine creates power to create kinetic energy.
Huh. That's interesting.
So your
I
car
like
doesn't have a motor, it has an engine. But yeah, I'm with you. The whole, is it conspiracy? Is it hoax? It's at the end of the day, isn't that what all conspiracy theories are?
right.
It's what makes a great conspiracy theory is the fact that people say it's true and people say it's not true.
So I agree. And regardless what it is, it's still one of the best stories out there. So, um,
If if you're interested in more, you're more than willing to Google the USS Eldridge or the Philadelphia experiment.
or you can watch the movie from 1984 with Tom Hanks.
I don't think it was that old. I think it came out in the 90s.
No, it came out. Did it come out in the 90s? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not.
I watch a lot of movies. Do we have an
You're
award
wrong.
week?
1984.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
The 1984 movie, The Philadelphia Experiment. And yes, it is that time to present our Jackass of the Week. And it was already brought up earlier today. And, I'm just kind of a little over it all. So, watch, it's not going to work. That's not what I wanted. This thing is so stupid at times. Our Jackass of the Week goes to this lady. Her name is Mother Nature. And why do you ask that? Because in Indiana, you can have spring, summer, winter, all at once
And
within
fall.
within a 10-minute period. I'm just saying. 2 weeks ago for Christmas, 3 weeks ago, whatever, almost 60 degrees. Now she's back being mental. Um, so on behalf of myself and Tim, Mother Nature, you
And
are
all of our other contributors for the Jackass Show.
right. You are the Jackass of the Week. So thank you. And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you know somebody who should be the Jackass of the Week, tell us why, send us a picture, and we'll see what we can do. So
And
until
thank
then,
you, everyone, for your comments. Thank you, everyone, for sharing this video out.
we
Tell your
absolutely
friends.
appreciate you.
We love and support all of you. We thank you so much for watching.
Yep. And we hope you guys have a good week, rest of the week, a great weekend. Make sure you stay warm if it's cold outside. If it's hot, up yours. So I'm just saying. So
We're supposed to have way colder temperatures next week. So
yes, we are. So, but until then, remember, if you're not laughing, you're not living. So have a good night, y'all.
Bye. Love y'all.
Laters.
Peace.
You're going to have to work with me on this, Tim, because this thing's stupid. I'm telling you, it's not me. It is this. Something's going on. You know what? I'm not even going to play an outro. I don't care anymore. Good night, y'all. Have a great night.
Have a good one. Bye, everybody.